Good morning. My name is Yvonne Reed. I'm a licensed clinical addictions counselor in Indiana. And today I'd like to do a short session on anxiety. Now, one of the things that I've been talking to my clients about in my telehealth sessions is that anxiety can get the best of us if we're not careful. Through the years, I've struggled with this, and one of the best ways I've found to handle anxiety is to exercise. So perhaps for you, that may be calisthenics. It may be getting outside and doing a few jumping jacks in the yard. Perhaps it may be even going on a short run. For those that are not able to do that, even in your own house, you may find ways of walking figure 8 patterns, which is what I like to do. And I pray, and I've recently been adding scripture to that, as well as doing some arm exercises. Find ways to get those anxious feelings out of you. Acknowledge them, of course, but don't hold them deep inside you and let them fester. Because if we allow our anxiety to take us to negative places, it's going to just keep snowballing. But instead, if you can say, that's that, but these are the things that are in my control. These are things I do not have to worry about. I have food for today. I have a place that I am able to lay my head. Now, one of the things that I also like to do is to look at scriptures. And so this morning, one of the scriptures that I was reading comes from Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. One of the things that I recently started doing is to write scriptures in my own words. And what I have done in a fancy pen is on this piece of paper rewritten that scripture. So you might want to find a scripture that would be helpful for you to rewrite. I have rewritten on my paper, because of Christ, I am not anxious about anything. I cast my cares on God because God cares for me. I have the peace of God dwelling in my heart and ruling my mind. Those are things that are in our control versus what are outside our control. Another way in which you may want to consider having anxiety perhaps step away for a bit is to look at art. Now, I have a lot of different art pieces in my office, which is chaotic. But I have chosen today to look at a piece of art that was pen and ink my grandfather did a long time ago. He passed away, I believe it was in 1986, so it's a long time that I have not known his face, but I have his art. And so in this piece, he has done a lot of very detailed work on roses, and he's included the thorns. I find that to be meaningful because I know that his life was never all that easy. In fact, I know they struggled financially and had many cares in the home. But I also know that his faith was strong and that scripture and prayer were a big part of who he was. And so today, one of the things that I am choosing to do is to spend time with art and to remember that sense of peace that it gave me when I was with my grandfather and when I would sit at his easel. Perhaps there are others that you know who might help you to connect to peace. I would invite you to continue to let go of your anxiety and to recognize that we can be thankful. Perhaps there are ways in which you realize Thanksgiving is really big in your life. I've been writing in a gratitude journal for a long time. And just this morning, as I was looking at it and realizing that now I've written well over 300 things in my journal through the years, could have written more. That's okay. I'm just continuing to add. I am indeed thankful. Even though life feels very unsettled, I can be thankful. And so today, as you recognize that anxiety is a part of life, consider what is in your control and what can give you peace. I wish for you peace.